Hi, my name's Katrina Kinsolving. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I'm an alumna of George Mason University. I graduated in 2011 with an undergrad degree in integrative studies with a concentration in international studies and a minor in women and gender studies. I later returned to Mason for my master's in public policy degree with a concentration in global gender policy. While I was getting my master's degree, I was fortunate enough to intern at several policy shops in DC, all focusing on gender issues, which eventually led me to where I currently am at Planned Parenthood Federation of America. My current role is as a public policy manager on the government relations team. On the government relations team, we work on both legislative and administrative action, interacting with members of Congress on pieces of legislation, along with monitoring policies and regulations handed down through the administration through various agencies, all the while keeping a vigilant eye out for sexual and reproductive health and rights. I'm very happy to be here for the Women and Gender Studies outside of the Academy event, and I'm here to answer 5 questions for you. Question number 1. What specific ideas, theories, or concepts do you use regularly from your Women and Gender Studies classes in your work now? The main theory that I use on a regular basis is the theory of intersectionality, founded by Kimberly Crenshaw. I think that in our work, as we start analyzing Black maternal health, immigrant access to health, especially for communities that are undocumented, and we recognize that our patients are holding multiple identities, sometimes multiple identities that have been oppressed, we start to notice barriers to healthcare. And so it's our duty to recognize exactly how those barriers are working, how we can tear them down, and how we can get them better access to that health care. Question number 2. Would you be able to do your work as effectively without a background in women and gender studies? Why or why not? I don't think I'd be able to do my work as effectively without this background. I think that public policy is a skill, and so as is, working with government relations, but having that grounding in feminist theory and dynamics of power and systems of oppression really helps to frame exactly what we can do to make sure that everyone has a better pathway to getting the health care that they deserve, and making sure to really see what are the lived experiences of all of our patients. Question number 3. What advice would you give to students who are majoring or minoring in women and gender studies as they go on the job market? This is actually my favorite question. Speaking specifically to the nonprofit sector experience, I think pairing your background and knowledge in feminist theory and women and gender studies with another skill like communications, government relations, digital media, social media, administrative skills, all of these help bring you to the table in a very tactile way, in a way that you can contribute to the organization while also using the knowledge that you have built up in order to do your work a little bit better. Question number 4. What were some of your favorite courses and opportunities at Mason as a women and gender studies student? My favorite course that I took was in my sophomore year. It was called International Women's Rights, and it really lit a flame inside me. It was a moment where I knew that's exactly what I wanted to dedicate my life to. And it was easy, and it felt good, and it felt like I was good at it. And I think that you should definitely go after that feeling and help it lead your way. I also really loved the Women and Gender Studies Center. I think that it's not only a safe space, but a brave space for you to connect with your peers, to listen to each other, to challenge each other, to create, build, and innovate everything that you're learning inside the classroom and make it real on campus as well as off campus. Question number 5. In light of our theme, why does women and gender studies matter outside of the academy? I think the academy will always hold an incredibly important position as we move forward with women and gender studies. It's the first touchstone. It's the first place where you are learning more about yourselves and about the world around you. But I think And many of you will notice this as you get closer to graduation. Once you build up that certain knowledge, you want to do something with it, maybe outside of the academy. And I think that's the best thing that you can do, is make sure to take all that knowledge and that wealth that you have built up and put it to use to challenge the way things are. Because just because that's the way things are doesn't mean that's the way that they should be or that they could be. And you could make all the difference with that. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you have any questions or you would like to contact me, please contact David Corwin, and I hope you have a safe and wonderful day.